Hi foodie friends, today we are making ranchero sauce. Never heard of it? You probably had it, maybe you just didn't know what it was. It's a red, thin, tomato-based sauce that's pretty spicy, a little bit smoky, acidic, and the ideal sauce for tacos, nachos, burritos, you name it. Today we're gonna be serving ours with chicken taquitos. The sauce itself is easy to make, and it's also super freezer friendly. We're gonna start with a dollop of vegetable oil. You can use canola, you can use any neutral oil to saute up white onion. It's about half a white onion chopped up. It can be a super rough chop because we're gonna use an immersion blender to make this smooth. Next up, 2 cloves of garlic. I roughly chop them just so that they're about the same size of the onion. It makes it easier in the long run. I'm gonna saute these in the oil until they're soft and fragrant, but not all the way until they're translucent. I don't know about you guys, but I love the smell of sauteed garlic and onions. It's one of my favorite things. We're gonna add Chipotle peppers in Adobo sauce. I love these because they're smoky. They're super spicy, but they also have a unique smokiness that you just can't find anyplace else. If you're not into spice and heat, you could not use any of these at all and have a perfectly amazing ranchero sauce. If you really like heat and you want to break a sweat, add a few more. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna roughly chop them before adding to the onions and the garlic. Just a rough chop, because remember we're gonna use an immersion blender, so it'll smooth everything out. We just want them to be in smaller bits, so it's easier for the immersion blender to do its job. Chicken broth, half a cup, is going to be the liquid base. Add that on in. Tomato sauce, we're gonna use 1.5 cups, which is just a little bit less than a 15-ounce can. Make sure you are using plain tomato sauce. I'm not talking about marinara sauce like pasta sauce, just plain tomato sauce. Okay, now we're gonna add seasoning to our ranchero sauce. We've got 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, and 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. Go ahead and throw those right on in. Last but not least, fresh lime, and you know how I feel about fresh lime. I'm gonna use juice and a little bit of zest because I love the acidity that comes from citrus. 1 lime is about 2 tablespoons of lime juice, and that's exactly the amount that we need. So I'm gonna use this whole lime. Get it all in there. And just a tiny bit of zest. The zest from a lime is like little flavor bombs going off in your sauce. It's gonna be just perfect. Add the right amount of zing to make it so much better than anything you can buy in a jar. Stir it up and let it come to a low simmer so everything can combine and all of those flavors marry. I can smell the smokiness from those chipotle peppers. Now we're going to smooth it out using an immersion blender. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can transfer this whole sauce over to a food processor and give it a couple pulses until it's smooth, transfer it back over to the saucepan, but an immersion blender is really the way to go. They're super cheap, guys. They're only about 20 bucks. Totally worth the investment. We'll give it a few blends. Here we go, guys. Ranchero sauce with taquitos. Oh, it is still smoking hot. It's probably super spicy too, just the way I like it. If my nose isn't sweating, it isn't spicy enough. Let's give our creation a try. Get a good stir in there, and woo, that is hot. It is smoky, it is spicy, little bit of tomato. It's that kind of heat that has you wanting more. From my kitchen to yours, have a great day.